Prove it. Yeah, prove it. Prove? You know I can't lie. I said, prove it. Fine. Hello, and welcome back to Duality. We left off on a creepy note. If you're new here, hi, I'm Voyia. I play a variety of games, and if you want me to play something, please do not hesitate to ask me to play it. I will get to it. And if you're new here, it would mean the world to me if you really considered liking the video, commenting something nice or sweet, and subscribing. There you go. You guys already know, because I know anybody's watching this video is smart. So let's get started. You never told your friend why you had to crash at their place out of nowhere in the middle of the night. You made up a vague excuse instead. But vague excuses only get you so far. You need to return home at some point, back to the whispers and the moving shadows, and recently, the severed heads. Now, we left off, as y'all remember back in that last episode, I don't know where that head came from. I can only assume that Tenebris has something to do with it, but I don't want to put anything on Tenebris. Oh, he's just so sweet and he's so kind. I don't want to say, oh yeah, it was Tenebris. Moving out would be an option, but it's not something you can do overnight. What's more, you'd like to know what it is that's trying to drive you out of your own home before you even consider that. You're not the one to give in easily. Perhaps coming into contact with one fae has served as an invitation for others to enter your life and wreak havoc. So instead of sitting around losing sleep and questioning your own sanity, you message Tenebris and ask them about the possibilities. Getting to tell someone about everything you've been through without being brushed off as insane feels like a weight has been taken off of your shoulders. Heck yeah. I hate when something like unnatural happens to me. Like I'll be like, y'all, I promise y'all, somebody knocked on my door, I opened it, and nobody was there. And by the way, my grandma was a very religious Mexican woman. Accent and all, the hanging of the bread over the door and stuff. Like, I always know she did weird stuff, and I didn't know what it meant. But she always, like, pushed in our head. If somebody knock at the door and you say, who is it? And nobody say nothing, you leave that door closed. You never open it. It doesn't matter who is there, what's happening, what's going on. You don't open that door at all. And I've seen so many things in movies and stuff in which I think movies are the reason why people do this dumb thing, where they'll go and they'll be like, hello, who's there? And then they'll go open the door. Why? And me talking as if I didn't walk downstairs in that last episode. But yeah, it makes me so angry. Yeah, it could be my kind that's messing with you. Sorry, this is probably the cause of me. I mean, yeah. It probably is. But, I mean, I don't want to blame Tenebris. We have some stuff that could help. I'll take anything, really. That's what leads Keith currently walking around my apartment with a big basket full of plants and charms. You follow it in his wake, watching him curiously. What do I do when they wilt? They should have lost interest by then, but I can always bring you more. Garland of the St. John's wort hang on nearly every door in the apartment. A few flowers have been placed in a vase in your living room. Your living home is now a bit livelier as a result. Will these keep them out? They've kept them out of my home when they tried to bother me. Well, at least most of them. I like to believe you won't run into any of the scarier ones. They're scarier ones? Oh. I'm glad Tenebris isn't a scary one, but okay, they're scarier ones. And here. He hands you a brown little satchel held closed by a red string. You open it to find it full of pressed clovers, 4-leaf clovers. For seeing past glamours or face that have turned themselves invisible. They can be invisible? Uh-oh. Here's a thought. Don't tell me if you already know. I know that this visual novel has been out for a while, but don't tell me if you know. But what if Tenebris, remember we hear scratching in our apartment? What if Tenebris is the one that's doing it? I'm overthinking, y'all. I'm overthinking. Ignore me. Where was I at? Use them one at a time and don't let them know that you've seen through their tricks. Thank you. I really hope this worked. Last time I found a whole human head in my kitchen. I really hope that was a trick. Keith grimaced and tensed up before quickly turning away to fidget with more flowers. I'm sorry. It's our fault you're dealing with this. He repeats the same guilt-ridden words that Tenebris texted earlier. Oh, you don't know if that's actually you. It could have really been a head and somebody just kind of cleaned up real good. I don't know. At this point, I really don't know. So I'm gonna say, you don't know that. The Fae could have decided to torment me either way. Besides, you're helping me out. I appreciate it. He gives you a small smile. But you said these helped you too. Does that mean the Fae were messing with you at some point? Oh, yeah, they were. Especially when I was younger. Being the very rare case that survived the changeling didn't sit well with them. They probably saw it as an affront. Yeah, like, how dare you not get changed by Tenebris? Attack him. I'm sorry. That sounds tough. It was. But it's better now at least. What about Tenebris? Does he get affected by all of this? He does. He doesn't come out when we're near it, or near iron. Though it's less effective with him than with full-fledged Fae. You hum with interest at this revelation. It's something to keep in mind when you're around Tenebris. He finished making his last garland and hangs it on the bedroom door. That should be the last one. Feel free to text if this doesn't work. I will. Thank you. I should go now. Still have some things to take care of, but before he gets to continue, he winces and rubs his temple. Everything okay? We wanted to ask if you want to go out this weekend with one of us. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, they're gonna make me choose. Now hear me out. I think I've mentioned this before in the last episode, and if not, I meant to mention it in the last episode. Don't get me wrong when I say I truly, truly do like Keith. I just wish he was more, I'm gonna stand up for myself, instead of like somebody being like, you piece of crap, and he's like, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry I upset you. I want him to be more instead of like so sweet and innocent and that. But I still think Keith is adorable. I do. The forest is nice this time of year. We could have a picnic, or you could do whatever Tenebris has planned, knife throwing or something. The last two sentences are said in a dismissive tone. Sure, I'll go with you, Keith. Sure, I'll go with Tenebris. Why not both at the same time? I mean, hear me out. It wouldn't be my first time taking two at the same time. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I will one day. Huh? I mean, it could be fun to do an outing with both of you, and you both want to do it on the same weekend, so why not? Are you sure? We have a tendency to bicker, and I've never done this before. Oh, they're so sweet. I'm your first. Thank you for telling me, Keith. I'm sure, as long as it's also cool with you guys. He rubs his chin, perplexed, but ultimately nods. We'll meet you on Sunday at the park then. Sounds good to me. He nods again. His smile is a little more confident this time. He then gathers everything, and the two of you say goodbye. Now that you're alone again, you face your apartment, like an old friend you want to recognize. You set the clover pouch aside and pick out a single one. Then you proceed to walk around with it clasped in your fists. Anxiety gnaws at your chest each time you open the door or glance behind a piece of furniture. You expect to find monstrosities or devilish little creatures scrambling away or sitting and waiting. You find nothing, which is neither reassuring nor alarming. This could mean the clover didn't work, or whatever is bothering you before isn't here anymore. You eventually give up and try to go about your day normally. That night, no voices, whispers, scuttling, or severed heads bothered you. For the first time in 2 weeks, you slept peacefully. That's a good thing. I don't want to be the type person to be like, oh, maybe it didn't work, maybe it's bad, or whatever. No, it could have potentially worked. You never know. Let's just stay positive, okay? And here we are on our date. Ooh, if y'all excited about the date, please like the video and subscribe. Oh my God. And share this video. Look, I don't care if y'all share my video on Facebook and stuff. Just let them know where to come to get more content like mine. Share it on Facebook or wherever you share, Twitter and all that stuff. Just make sure you let them know where to come to get more content so, we can grow our family. But trust me when I say, just be careful out there, okay? Because people saw this creator getting angry at people for sharing her video. Like, I can share my own videos, blah, blah, blah. Girl, y'all a community, a family. I had to unsubscribe because she was getting more toxic, but that's just my personal thing. But yeah, it's when you're building your family, don't treat them bad. The weekend comes, and with it, your date with Keith and Tenebris. You've agreed to meet at the park, the closest spot to the forest edge. A little bouquet of dried St. John worts hang from your backpack, and a 4-leaf clover rests in your pocket. Whatever fae may be residing in here, excuse me, I had to cough. You've come prepared and determined to have a good time. Sorry, I was trying to hold that back until I finished that sentence. Although you arrived early, Keith is already here, holding a picnic basket. One of his usual cheerful smiles spread over his features when he spots you. Hello, Voyia. Look at him! Oh, I love it. I love this so much. Oh, he's so cute. I like his outing clothes. It doesn't fit him. This seems more like Tenebris clothes. But again, Tenebris has his own wardrobe and Keith has his own wardrobe. And I like his little cashmere sweaters and stuff. He's cute. Hey, have you been waiting for long? No, just a few minutes. Also, he takes something out of the basket. It's a bouquet of camellias. Oh, that's so... He brought me flowers. I mean, of course, I'm dating a florist. I mean, technically we're dating. Are we dating? This is considered dating, right? We're going to consider it dating. But yeah, I mean, of course, if you're dating one, I'm assuming he's going to always bring you flowers, which he holds out to you. You smile as you take it. Thank you. They're beautiful. I'm glad you like them. His gaze lingers on you as you stroke the petals with your fingers and bring the flowers close to your face to take in their gentle perfume. Almost as pleasant as the way he looks at you. Cool outfit, by the way. You look good in purple. Thank you. Since you said you wanted to see both of us today, we tried to put together something we both like to wear for the whole day. So, here's my thing. If I only chose to date Keith, go on a date with Keith, would it have potentially just been his little casual sweaters and little khakis and stuff? Or if I choose to go with Tenebris, would he have wore this outfit? I know like I said, they both have two different outfits, and that's okay. I think it's cool. That's smart. Should we? He winces before he could finish his sentence. Everything okay? Keith sighs. Because I was the one to meet up with you and greet you, Tenebris now wants to be the one to lead you through the forest. It's safer, he says. Like that's the real reason he wants to do it. Okay, so listen. It's fair because we're trying to date both of them at the same time. However, didn't you guys say like there's like fays are from forest or something like that. Um, wouldn't it not be somebody who lives in the forest technically? Be better if the person that lives in the forest could navigate us through the forest. That's just my opinion. You hold back a snort. You anticipate this might become a little heated at times, but you didn't expect them to start fighting over you 5 minutes into the date. Alright, how about you let him do that, and you can come back out once we reach the spot you guys picked. Keith mutters something undiscernible under his breath before his skin and features begin to change. Oh, look at him. I hope I'm not making a mistake like in Tenebris more. Tenebris blinks a few times to allow his vision to adjust. Then he gives you a big grin. Sup? Hey there, ready to go? He nods happily and motions you to follow him as his heads towards the forest. Listen, I'm so scared. Hopefully they don't try to kill me in here. He leads you down the sidewalk around the park until you reach the edge of the forest and continue on the dirt path. Okay. You've never been here before? It's not your first time in the forest. I'm sure she's never been here before. You sometimes heard people calling it eerie, suffocating even, so you never felt compelled to come here. You find it scary, peaceful. So the last time I was in the forest, it was pretty peaceful. I didn't find it scary, but hearing that scary stuff happens in a place will make it feel scary. But I find the forest very peaceful. I just wouldn't go there ever because so many bad things happen. The darkness and the eeriness gives you a comfort, like old friends welcoming you home. This is nice. It's so peaceful here. Right? There's no people to stare or make noise or bother you. It's even better at night. You can see the stars way better than inside the town. I can imagine. Perhaps we should come at night someday. You gaze up at the trees, and it almost feels like they gaze back at you when a breeze blows through their branches, sending wilted leaves to the ground. The rustle almost sounds like whispers. I can understand why that would make the forest scary. You return your attention to Tenebris. It feels safer that way. So, I heard that Fae live in the forest. Is this where you come from? Before you enter Keith's body? Uh-oh. I hope this doesn't bother him. Not exactly. You can get to the other side through the forest, but they aren't the same place. I guess it's still the closest thing to my home. Oh, so to get to the Fae's home, you have to go through the forest. Okay, like a portal type thing. Okay, I got it. You must miss it. I do, but visiting would be risky in this body. I'd rather not put Keith in danger. Besides, it's not so lonely anymore nowadays. He gives you a meaningful smile. He's referring to your presence. It makes you feel warm inside. That's so sweet. Look, y'all gonna get that's so sweet on dates. When it comes to dates and romance, y'all gonna get, oh, that's so sweet and aw from me. So just count them up in the comment section. The two of you eventually reach a clearing. The sun shines a warm hole through the cold, dark barrier of the treetops. Wildflowers grow at the opposite end of it, breaking off from the browns and yellows of the autumn leaves. It's a good place for a picnic. This is the place. You pick a nice spot in the sun near the center of the clearing. Tenebris spreads out the blanket and sets the basket down on it. You do the same with your backpack. Now, he suddenly groans, interrupting you. Do I really have to go? Apparently, Keith was already making your previous arrangement clear. Yeah, you walked us here, Tenebris. You gotta be fair to Keith. That's what we agreed on. I didn't. Keith did. He continues to be stubborn. The way he keeps frowning is likely to almost result in another resident of the body giving him a headache. Let's butter him up. look, I was gonna say let's give him a little reward, but let's butter him up. You put on your pretty smile and step closer. He eyes you with a raised brow. What are you doing? You don't answer. Instead, you reach for his wrist and you trace your fingers over his cheek, all the way to his chin. I want to get to know both of you on this date, but if you make it difficult, it won't be as pleasant, will it? His Adam's apple raises and falls back in place as he gulps. Your fingers find a curl on his cheek and begin to twirl it around itself. Won't you be good for me and do as I ask? It'll make him more eager to see you later. His eyes dart around, struggling to look at anything but you. Fine, I'll do it. You let go and step back, satisfied. Sorry, you guys, I'm losing my voice a little bit. The blue in his skin fades, the mouth shrinks, and eyes return to their original blue color. Keith gives you a warm smile. I see you've made it to the clearing. Do you like it? Isn't it a nice spot for picnics? It is. It's quiet here. Keith takes a seat on the blanket and starts going through the basket. You follow his example and take out whatever food you've brought in your bag. He'd asked you in the prior evening whether you're allergic to anything, what food you like, and what you dislike. The picnic food was made with all of it in mind. I made sure to bring both sweet and salty foods. It's mostly bite-sized things and snacks, but it should still fill our bellies. And I made sure not to include any of the things you said you dislike. Thank you. I hope it wasn't too much work. You analyze the contents of the basket yourself. Once you decide what to try, you pick it up and bring it to your mouth. Keith's shoulder raises nervously as you take your first bite. He watches you from the corner of his eyes while pretending to be preoccupied by his own slice of quiche. He's so cute. He is so cute. I can't stand how cute Keith is. It's like Tenebris is his hot side, but Keith is cute. He's adorable, and he's very romantic. It's good. You're a great cook. His shoulders relax, and he finally takes a bite himself. The two of you eat your fill. Keith leaves a few sweet things aside for Tenebris, a few brownies and chocolate bars. So, at least both Keith and Tenebris like each other. From his comment about he didn't want to take Keith to the Fae area because he want to keep Keith safe, to things like this, Keith giving him brownies and chocolate bars, putting stuff aside so he can eat with us as well. They really do care about each other. So at least it's not I'm gonna fully take over his body, I'm gonna make him let his guard down and then take over his body type of thing, or Keith trying to get rid of Tenebris. They're trying to coexist in that same body together, and that makes them both adorable. I really do like that. Hush, phone. I'll drink water later. With your stomachs full, you fall backwards on the blanket. The sky bright blue, with pure white clouds idling by. This is a perfect day for cloud watching. Keith lays down at your side and looks to the sky as well. He points to the tiny cloud at the bottom of your vision. That one is a sitting cat. It looks more like a sheep to me. I suppose both are fluffy and cute. Oh, they're so cute. You point to a different cloud on the left. That kind of looks like a flower, doesn't it? Yes. One of the odd ones, perhaps. You know a lot about flowers, right? Tell me about the odd ones. He taps his chin, contemplating. Have you ever heard of a bee orchids? No, I have not. It's one of my favorites. It has a weird shape because it evolves in a way that would attract bees, so it'll get pollinated by them. The center of the flower resembles the bee mate, only the ones that look most like bees get chosen. Is that a real thing? Don't make me look it up. That sounds so cool. Nature is so awesome. If nature wasn't also scary, I would be like a huge nature person, but nature is also terrifying, so you got to be careful. That's interesting. Why is it one of your favorites? Doesn't it sound like a romantic metaphor? Adapting and fooling others to be loved to survive? Maybe it kind of reminds him of himself because he has Tenebris and he's trying to coexist with Tenebris in his body, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be like, ooh, he's got two personalities. Most people are going to run from that. That does kind of sound romantic, though. I'm glad you agree. Then his face suddenly twists into a grimace and he rubs his temple. What's wrong? It's just Tenebris giving me another headache. No need to worry. Does he want out? You can let him out. Once he's out, he'll want to stay for a while. That's okay. Did we hurt his feelings? I like Tenebris more than you, but I like you both. Keith shoots you a look of shock, almost hurt. He sits up abruptly and you slowly follow. Don't you want to spend more time with me? Did the flower talk bore you? I can talk about something else. Desperation flows through his words. Oh no, I think we might have hurt his feelings. That is not my intentions to hurt his feelings. Keith, calm down. You didn't bore me. I just want to spend the day with both of you. Isn't it a test to see which one of us you like more? We didn't even get to talk that much because we were busy eating. But if you let me stay, we can do whatever you like next. No, Keith, calm down. Grab his hand, kiss him. Be patient. Be impatient, excuse me. Get impatient. Kiss him. So is Tenebris gonna get angry if I do this? I know they love each other. They care for each other. But is Tenebris gonna get angry if I do this? Let's kiss him. Oh my god! Yeah, look. I'm a squealer, okay? I love love and I like it. Oh goodness, my face is heating up like I'm the one getting the kiss. Look how shocked he is. I bumped the mic, I'm sorry. You place both hands on his cheek, which startles him into going quiet. Then you press your lips against his. He hums out in surprise, but he doesn't pull away or push your hands off. After a moment, you feel him relaxing in your hands and slowly his lips begin to move against yours, returning the kiss. You pull away when you're sure he's calmed down. I like you plenty, you cute idiot. I didn't ask for this date to see if you could prove you're better. Oh, okay. He looks astonished, but he's no longer panicking. Will you be alright if Tenebris comes out now? He nods as a small smile slowly returns to his face. Thank you, Keith. Good on you, Voyia. Good on you. You let go of his face when his skin starts to turn blue, but make a mental note to talk about this again the next time you see him. Once Tenebris comes into full control, he gives you a disgruntled look. Uh-oh. Sorry, Tenebris. I had to calm him down. Finally. You snort. Welcome back. You clap your hands together as if to formally close the incident. Anyway, since you're now here, you present the leftover sweets to him. Keith left some stuff for you too. He perks up at the sight of the sweets and immediately grabs a few to shove in his mouth. Sometimes you forget he's meant to be a terrifying creature in the woods. Of the woods, excuse me. Ever since that night when he gave you a scare, he's only proven to be the opposite of scary. He appears to be misunderstood more than anything else. Come to think of it, how did you get into my apartment that night when you broke in? Tenebris stops midway through shoveling another brownie in his mouth. I just scaled the walls. He said it like it was the most obvious answer one could give. Yeah, that's right. Just scale it like a little lizard. Of course, everyone can do that. Just scale the walls? What if someone saw you? The idiot messing with you that night aren't the only ones that can use glamours. Besides, I'm pretty fast. He grins proudly before throwing the brownie into his mouth. Really? See that tree? I can get to the top while carrying you in less than 10 seconds. I don't like being carried because a lot of people will drop you. But I have been getting used to the idea because it's like you have to trust the person in order to get carried. And sometimes, like when song picks me up, I get excited. I be like, oh my God. He's 6'5" and I'm 5'6". But in reality, in my mind's reality, I'm 6'5" too. Okay? I'm not short. I'm 6'5". Y'all know me as 6'5". But the point is that he might be a little taller than me, but he does like to pick me up. He talks with his mouth full and points at the tree at the edge of the clearing. Prove it. Yeah, prove it. Prove? You know I can't lie. I said, prove it. Fine. After finishing his brownie, he jumps to his feet, then scoops you up into his arms. You might want to hold on tight. You wrap your arms around his torso and press against him right before he takes off running at speed you knew a human wouldn't be capable of. I was going to say at full speed. Once he reaches the base of the tree, he switches to holding you with one arm and springing high into the air to grab onto the branches with his other. The jump is repeated a few times. Sometimes Tenebris uses his arm to propel himself, other times his legs. Before you knew it, he's setting you down on a branch near the very top of the tree. I'm scared of heights. You do this to me, you're going to have to hold me. I'm going to be terrified. He sits down next to you and shoots you a big triumphant grin. Huh, you really did it. Damn right I did. What's my reward? You want a reward? He nods. What would you like then? He scratches his head. Apparently, he hasn't actually thought it through. His eyes trail to your lips and linger there for a few moments. Then he meets your eyes and turns purple. You want a kiss, don't you? Yeah. Okay, kiss him. We get 2 kisses in one day. Oh, this is the best double date I've ever been on. This is the best double date I've ever been on. You scoot a little closer while holding onto the tree trunk with one hand to make sure you don't lose your balance, and cup one of his cheeks. The purple color in his face has intensified, but he also leans towards you. You find it adorable. You grab his chin and he closes his eyes expectantly before you even begin to lean in. Oh, look at this! 2 kisses. 2 kisses. Oh my goodness, I love it. You can't help but smile at his eagerness, just as his eyes crack open to see why you're not kissing him yet. You lean in and press your lips against his. He hums, satisfied, as he returns it clumsily. Oh, his lips are soft and his breath is warm against your cheek. When you try to pull away, he gently pulls you back in for another, eyes full of greed, pleading. It'd be much too hard to say no to such a sight, so you indulge him. The second kiss is deeper. You pry his lips open with your thumb. As your tongue meets, Tenebris' breathing grows heavier. You feel the sharpness of his teeth as you gently nibble on his lower lip. Both of you are out of breath by the time you finally stop. That is so cute and adorable, and it got hot and heavy. That's the kind of kiss that I expect from Tenebris, though. I could get used to this. I take it you're happy with your rewards? He agrees widely as a response. You think he won first place with how satisfied he looks. You're about to suggest he gets back down when you notice a squirrel sitting on the little branch right next to Tenebra's shoulder. Oh my god, don't move. I hate squirrels. They are tree rats. Yes, I think squirrels are tree rats. That's all they are. Tenebris freezes. Confusion takes over his features. There's a squirrel! You whisper so as to not startle the squirrel. The squirrel pays you no mind. To your surprise and delight, it jumps off the branches and onto Tenebris' shoulders. This makes him turn his head and look at it. Oh, hey there, little buddy. Slowly, he reaches up and pets his little head with his 2 fingers. The gesture is so gentle, you wouldn't believe it came from someone with such abnormal strength. So he got a gentle side to him too. That might be Keith inside of him though. Does it know you? Yeah, I come here often to throw knives. I bring nuts sometime. I call her Cake. You can tell her apart from the others? Yeah, you can't. She has a tiny head, but her eyes are kind of big, and her fur is on the darker side. It just looks like any other squirrel to you. Maybe it's a Faye thing. The squirrel has now begun to chew on the string of the necklace. Tenebris must have noticed because he looks down again, but before he can react, Cake has already undone it and dashed off his shoulders, necklace held tight in her little paws. Hey, give that back. Now, I'm going to read this, but I think we're going to stop right here. Cake has reached a higher branch and taps the stone against the bark of the tree, but when it turns out it's not a nut, she lets it drop all the way to the ground. Rude. It's okay. I'll help you find it and maybe we can fix it. Okay? So I'm going to stop it right here because this is going to probably be the end of the day. Well, I'll keep going. Tenebris grumbles in annoyance as he grabs a hold of you like before and begins to descend the tree. Once on the ground, you both start searching through the grass and withered leaves for any sign of a purple stone necklace. It's a long way down. You wonder if it bounced off a bit further from the tree. You let Tenebris search near the picnic basket while you take the other side of the tree. Eventually, a small glint past the tree line catches your eye. Here it is! You run off to grab it. As soon as you have it in your grasp, you turn around to show it to Tenebris. But there's no sign of a clearing behind you. Now I'm gonna stop it. We're lost in the woods? Oh no. Listen, I tell this story all the time because I'm not joking. I get lost going to my mailbox and that's not me trying to tell a joke. I'm so serious. My sense of direction is terrible. I could turn around and retrace my steps, but if I was to walk through a place and did too many turns, too many left and right turns, I promise you I would not be able to find my way back. But thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Oh no, this is my nightmare. I am going to go and I don't know, record some other stuff. I'm so happy and excited about this game that I just don't be wanting to stop. You see, I kept saying, I'm going to stop. Never mind. I'm going to stop. Never mind. Because I want to keep going. But I don't want the videos to get too long. But thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. You guys are amazing. You guys recommend some of the best games. I appreciate it. And I will see all you guys in the next episode. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody.